That country is the richest which nourishes the greatest number of noble and happy human beings.
John Ruskin criticizes modern economists for ignoring human soul and ethics, treating people like heartless, cold, mechanical profit machines. He argues that true political economy must include social affection, not just selfish competition for individual financial gain.
The social affections are, or may be, the only forces yet discoverable in the estimation of a human soul.
The mercantile economy focuses on accumulating power over others, which inevitably creates widespread poverty for the working lower classes.
The art of establishing the maximum inequality in our own favor, and also the art of producing poverty.
Ruskin defines wealth as life, meaning a healthy, happy population is more valuable than stacks of gold bars.
There is no wealth but life. Life, including all its powers of love, of joy, and of admiration.
Labor should be paid a fixed, just wage regardless of demand, ensuring workers can live with basic dignity.
The abstract idea, then, of just or due wages, as distinct from wages variable by various kinds of competition.
He compares the merchant to a soldier or priest who must be ready to die for their duty. Modern commerce is often based on deception, but Ruskin insists that honesty is the only foundation for national prosperity.
A nation cannot last as a money-making mob. It cannot with impunity, it cannot with existence, go on despising literature.
Rich men have a moral obligation to use their money for the public good, rather than private, selfish hoarding. He rejects the idea that wages should fluctuate based on the number of desperate people seeking any available work.
The price of labor is to be as invariable as the price of anything else in the whole market.
The state should provide education and employment for all citizens, ensuring no one is left to rot away.
That country is the richest which nourishes the greatest number of noble and happy human beings.
A nation's greatness is measured by the number of noble and happy human beings it successfully helps produce.
The first duty of every man is to be happy, and the second, to make others happy also.
Production of ilth, harmful or useless goods, must stop to prioritize things that actually support and sustain human life. In conclusion, Ruskin demands an economy rooted in justice, compassion, and the shared well-being of the entire community.
Justice is the only policy which can be permanent, or which can be at all worth a man's pursuit.